Tiffany Smith, and welcome to the DC All Access Live Rebirth event. We are so excited. We've got so much stuff to share with you guys today. So let's get right into it. I want to bring up the co-publishers of DC Entertainment. First up, we've got Dan DiDio. And also, please welcome co-publisher and legendary artist, Jim Lee. All right, I'm going to hand it over to you guys. Take it away.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to the first ever live streaming DC event. Hopefully it's not our last. I've been in comics now for 30 years. And I never thought there would be a day when there would be technology that would allow us to actually communicate directly with fans all around the world in real time. I do realize there is an invention called television that will allow us to do that too. But with live streaming, you can watch it on your phone, right? You can watch it on your laptop. You can watch it on your iPad 2, your iPad mini, et cetera, et cetera. So it's very, very cool that we have this opportunity. But to make this happen, to make this a reality, as you guys can see, there's a ton of people back there. There's a ton of people behind the stage. So I want to thank Sam and Paul and Lef and Brett and the rest of the Telepictures team, Courtney and the publicity team. There you are. Also, Fletcher Chufang and WonderCon for hosting this wonderful event in their amazing convention. And also Diane Nelson, who is here with us, President of DC, for all the guidance and support she has given DC Comics Publishing since day one. And last but not least, I want to thank you guys here in the crowd. You guys are the fanatical supporters of DC Comics. I know that you guys got up super early, braved the LA traffic, waited out there in the frigid winter California weather. I say this for the live streaming people because we don't want people moving to California, right? So it's horrible out here, horrible. No water. Anyway, so we love the fact that you guys are here to talk about, to listen to us, talk about DC Comics and the emphasis on comics. And look, we realize we're in a day and age where there's a ton of excitement, a ton of focus on all the great TV shows, video games, and films featuring our characters. But at the end of the day, Dan and I, we're comic book people. This is what we live and breathe. This is our focus. This is our main priority. And we also realize that, as you guys do, that the comic books really are the source material, the inspiration for all the great things that you're seeing in other media. And we got to keep that stuff in the center of the news. We got to keep that stuff vibrant, exciting, and that's what Rebirth is about. So thank you guys for your support. None of this could happen or exist without you guys. Thank you.
So I guess the big question on everybody's lips is, why Rebirth and why now? So we're all sitting here talking, and Rebirth is a very important word to us. But one of the things that brought us to this particular point is, you know what, we've had a lot of success and time. And you know, it's funny, I was watching that video, and I see it play over and over again, and two moments happen. I remember the moment when I first started reading comics, because there's a timeline there. And the moment you first started reading comics, and it gets me really excited, because it reminds me why I love comics so much. But there's a second moment when I first started at DC 14 years ago. And when I hit that spot, the level of pride that I feel for the amount of work and just the beauty of the material and the excitement that work caused just fills me with so much, like I said, pride and excitement. And it's a commitment that we have to you to make those books as exciting for all of you as it is for us. You know what? And like I said, we've done a lot of things in the time. I've been here in the beginning. We had our time lead up into Infinite Crisis, which is still one of my favorite moments. We launched the New 52, which is still one of the most exciting periods of time at DC Comics. You know, but sometimes what happens, and you can feel it now, sometimes you lose your way a little bit. Sometimes we get a little lost. And sometimes we lose our connection inside of our fans. And the whole purpose of Rebirth today, what we're going to hear to you, is show you our recommitment to you, the fans, and our dedication to our characters and ideas. And what this is about is to show you that we care as much as you do about these characters. And we're going to bring out the people to show you that. And the first stuff I want to do right now is that we had a little teaser piece that ran before this all started. And what we talked about is about the New 52 and everything, but something was missing. And something was missing, and you felt it, and after a while we started to feel it too. And what I want to do now is bring somebody who's missing on stage, the person who exemplifies so much of what DC is about, who understands our characters so well, our Chief Creative Officer, Mr. Jeff Johns.
Awesome. Wow, room is packed. This is great. Thanks, guys. I'm psyched to be here to talk about Rebirth. Oh, you guys are sitting down.
Yeah. It's your stage, sir.
I'm going to stand up.
This is like church. We don't know exactly when to stand or sit, so.
Okay.
So somebody ring those little bells.
One of my, I love comics. It's like, if I'm going to list all my passions, comics is number one. Always will be, DC Comics specifically. And one of my favorite things about working at DC is that every morning around 8:30, my door opens and Dan kind of walks in. And he always has this pensive look on his face. He always has a crazy idea. I call them creative grenades because that's what they are. And my fellow creators can attest to that, I think. But he came in and he said, I'm just telling you a little bit about Rebirth and where it started. And he came in and he said to me, and he knew I'd have an issue with it. He goes, we're gonna end the books at 52 and we're going to relaunch them, and I want to call it Rebirth. And I think he probably saw the look on my face because he almost left. And the reason I was kind of skeptical and also defensive is a few reasons. Is that I don't think it's a secret, but when you say relaunch or reboot, I get skeptical as a comic fan. I always have, but I also get hopeful if I know what it's about. And Rebirth is not a reboot. New 52, in a sense, which we'll come to learn, is a chapter in the ongoing saga since 1938 of Action Comics #1 of the DC Universe, and the next chapter is Rebirth. And that will be clear in what we're doing. But so Dan came to me and said, I want to call it Rebirth, and I said, Rebirth means something very special to me. It means, with Green Lantern Rebirth and Flash Rebirth, some people think, oh, it's just about bringing a character back. Like, that's easy. We can launch a new Adam Strange book any day we want. We're not going to. I love Adam Strange. But the point being is that Green Lantern Rebirth, when Dan came to me, we first talked about Green Lantern Rebirth, it wasn't just, hey, we're going to bring Hal Jordan back. It was, the easiest thing would have been, let's just reboot it and start over, and so be it, and retell stories, which is not, to me, not interesting. And with Green Lantern Rebirth, it was looking at the core essence of Green Lantern. I've said it before, like the base core essence of the mythology and the myth that's behind it. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, and Kyle Rayner, the present. I think people misinterpret sometimes what Rebirth is, and it's not just about regurgitating the past or going backwards. It's about taking everything, past and present, everything wonderful about these books and the characters, and bringing it to the front to build to the future. So with Green Lantern Rebirth, we could build to Sinestro Corps War, which I was really proud of, and Blackest Night, and all the different colored lanterns and everything else. And with Flash Rebirth, it was kind of going inward and looking at Barry Allen and the story of his past, but it was also incorporating Wally West and Max Mercury and bringing him back and everybody else. And with DC Universe Rebirth, like Dan, we talked a lot about it, and I said, look, if we do it, like, we need to do this on a big scale. Like what we did with Green Lantern and Flash, we have to do it on a big, big scale, which is exciting to me because I love a challenge. Like when people say, you can't make Booster Gold cool. I love when they say that. Or Aquaman. You can't make Aquaman cool. It's even harder.
I love to be proven wrong.
Yeah, I love it. Like my whole career, when Dan first offered me Teen Titans and Mike McCone came over, everyone from Marvel, everyone said, you guys you're doomed to failure. And it turned into a great success. So we were happy about that. But anyway, the point being, I said, Dan, like if we're going to call it Rebirth, I think we got to sit back and really have a talk with everybody creatively about these characters and the universe and what's missing. And what's missing to me is legacy is a big part of DC history. I think anyone who's read DC for a while knows the legacy is just inherent in DC, just like the multiverse is, just like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are. And so we talked about all that. And we can show the cover of the special. Let's see a special, or part of the cover. There's the first half of the cover by Gary Frank, and I'm not gonna tell you who that hand is, and we'll see the rest of the cover later, and I'll talk more about the special. But I will say is that DC Universe Rebirth, when we talked about it, we talked with all the creators. This is the first 80-page one-shot in a long time, and it's going to not reboot the universe. It's not about that. Just like Green Lantern Rebirth and Flash Rebirth took all the continuity and revealed secrets that kind of made it all work. that's what this is going to do. This is going to return a character, return a lot of characters. There might be a death of a character. There might be the biggest secret, I think, in the DC universe ever. That's on film, so now it has to.
No expectation.
What am I doing? No, I really actually think it's really cool. But anyway, so I'll talk more about that special later. We're going to bring everybody up that we've been working with, all the great writers, some artists on these books, and we're really excited about this. We just want to be here to show you guys that it's all about passion. We share your passion, and we really want to honor these characters, and we really want to move them forward without negating anything in the past.
Let me also say, oh, sorry. That it's been amazing actually working under one roof with both Jeff and Dan. You know, when we did the New 52, we were 3,000 miles apart, and so there are a lot of things that just didn't fall through the cracks, but there was a lot of lag time between sending ideas and getting feedback back, and being able to kind of work in real time about all these characters and the relaunches was amazing. And Jeff has been instrumental not just in the story side, but also on the art side. For those of you who don't know it, but Jeff actually started, you wanted to be a comic book artist.
I did want to be a comic book artist.
Right, so he has a real keen eye for costumes and designs, and so we'd run these by him, and so we're going to share some of the designs with you, and you'll see that there are a lot of nods and kind of homages or tip of the hats to the classic versions of the characters. We got a lot of feedback when we launched the New 52. We might have gone a little too far, but we do listen. We incorporated your ideas, your thoughts, and so you'll see across the line a lot of interesting adjustments to the looks and aesthetic look of the entire universe.
Yeah, I think a big part of a Rebirth too is looking at the costumes and saying, like, are they iconic? Yeah, Black Canary, badass. And I can't wait to talk to you guys about Birds of Prey. The writers are here. It's unbelievable. Great book. But we've been working with Jim. We've been working with all the writers. We have a writers' room at DC where there's a whiteboard as big as this board, and we just sit there and. Yeah.
That goatee does it every time.
You know what's funny is though we did have discussions about goatee, and I said, you know, the thing about the goatee with Green Arrow is that, in my opinion, every great Green Arrow story, he had a great goatee. Like
that must be the answer.
Yeah. So but there are simple small things like that. Like Nightwing should be in black and blue, in my opinion. You know.
But he's not.
And by the way, sometimes these are the conversations we have. And Dan, like, there was a huge debate about, we talk about the core character, who's gonna live, who's gonna not, what it's all about, the thematic, and then when we get to is Nightwing red and black or blue and black, and there's an argument. I won that one though. You have a history with Nightwing.
Yeah, me and we go way back.
The character dies, but it's in a blue and black costume.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. Nightwing does not die.
All right.
Okay.
So?
You know what? Listen, we're talking a lot about it. We're going to get the talent on in a couple of seconds, but I just want to go back to that recommitment to the fan base, and this is really important. So the line itself is going to be a little different. What we're doing is we're doubling down and going twice monthly on our key characters. Okay, so which means that we're not just going to have less books out there, we're going to have less titles. So we're going to have 17 twice monthly shipping, 14 monthly books that really constitute the core of the DC universe. And some people come to us and say, listen, I'm a little concerned about the cost and all that. Well, this is our commitment to you. We're bringing the price of our books down. Okay? You know what? If you guys are out there buying comic books, we want to make sure you're going to be able to afford the comics and enjoy the comics. This is about great stories and making them the way that you can buy them. So we're bringing the line down to $2.99. Okay? So that's it. And again, we're putting our money where our mouth is. We're going to show you that we believe in our books enough that we're going to bring more people in, because this isn't about selling less books at higher prices to less people. This is selling more books to more people. We want the biggest fan base possible because we have the greatest fans of all. So just want to remind you.
Great. All right. Woo! So, I mean, you've heard a lot of details about the line. We talked a little bit about the costumes. But at the end of the day, we know that it's all about story and character. And so what we have here, we actually went out and we kind of pulled a bunch of fans and pros, and they're sharing with us the moments that matter in the DC universe.
think my favorite memory would probably be the Black Messiah. That kind of kicked me back into comics.
My favorite Flash memory is the whole Zoom storyline. Hunter Zolomon's storyline from the comic books was awesome.
My favorite lasting Jim Lee DC work is still, I think, his first one, which is Hush. It's a great classic Batman story. It's got everything. It's got every Batman villain, all the support characters.
I would say my favorite run of Wonder Woman is the Greg Rucka run. It started with the Hikatea, but then she published this book of essays, which seems like the most Wonder Woman thing she could possibly have done.
My favorite DC Comics memory of all time, back in 2006, 2007, when we did 52. This huge year-long weekly comic odyssey that we went on, and it may simply be the moment that I realized, oh, we're gonna make it. We're gonna stick the landing.
My favorite Wonder Woman memory of all time is Eye of the Gorgon, when she's blinded, and that entire storyline up through Mission's End.
My favorite DC Comics memory of all time, buying John Byrne's Superman Man of Steel #1 in 1987. And that was the moment when I realized I wanted to draw comic books.
The death of Superman, that storyline brought me into comics.
Okay, one of my favorite DC moments of all time is All-Star Superman #6, and that's the one where Pa Kent has a heart attack and he dies.
It was this issue where Batman fought a vampire, and the vampire had been a surgeon and it had transplanted his heart into a clock.
When it comes to sort of my favorite DC Comics memory of all time is Starman, the finale for Starman's father and the original Starman and his archenemy, the Mist.
The New 52 reboot of Aquaman, he's tough enough to fight Superman. He's just as good as Batman.
My favorite Batman moment is probably in Dark Knight Returns. Clark hears Bruce's heartbeat come back, and he realizes what's happened, and that he faked the heart attack, and he turns around and walks away. That book by itself has so many iconic things in it.
Woo! All right, you guys, so were some of your favorite moments in there? I heard some cheers in there, yeah? Yeah? All right, you guys, well, hopefully we'll create some more favorite moments coming up right now. Well, we welcome the Bat family to the stage. First up, we've got Tom King on the new Batman.
All right.
And we've got James Tynan on Detective Comics. Woo-hoo! Tim Seeley is next up on Nightwing. All right, and next up, we've got Hope Larson on the new Batgirl. Rocking a little Batman yellow, I like it. And we've got Julie Benson and Shauna Benson on Batgirl and the Birds of Prey.
Okay, so I want to start this off because we've had such an amazing run on Batman over the last few years. We've told some wonderful, incredible stories, some weekly comics, a lot of stuff happening over here. So how did you guys tackle Batman? What are you planning to do?
Well, first I want to know, has anyone else read that crazy vampire Batman?
I mean, of course.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's homework, man. I got assignments.
Yeah, it is.
I have the best job in the world. That's what I do for a living. I do that for homework.
Well, Tom, I'm super excited to be here with all the Bat group. The plans are great. The books are great. The scripts are great. And honestly, guys, that's like the proof is going to be when you read the comics. When you read these comics by all these great creators. But Tom, do you want to talk about what's it like to step into Batman after such a great run?
Scary, frightening, wonderful, honored. To follow Scott and Greg, I feel like I'm coming up to bat after Babe Ruth, and you gotta take that next pitch and hit it out, right? And to look for guidance, to look at how to do that, how I looked to Scott and Greg's run, I looked how Scott took Batman and made it personal to him. And I want to do that to the character too, to sort of draw on what I have to bring to it. And okay, this is weird, but I used to be in the CIA. I used to do counterterrorism.
Are you allowed to say that?
It's true.
I got it cleared. I sent some emails. I'm cool.
You have your own server at home? No.
Yeah.
So sorry.
I didn't get everything clear, man. But I used to do that. I used to look a little bit at the madness that sort of haunts us, and that's your job. That was the job, to get close as possible to that and not have it take you over. And that's what I want to bring to Batman, to say what makes him special. Because Batman's us, right? Like, he doesn't have superpowers. He doesn't have super abilities. What makes him? What's the core of that character that makes him? And he's out there just with his wits and his will and his family and his obsession. And I want to talk about how he gets close to that madness, how he gets right in the middle of it and still comes back every day and still does good and is still sort of our sign for justice in the DCU.
Great. Cool. All right.
Plus vampires.
Plus
obviously. That's a no-brainer.
Prerequisite. So, James, we've been having a lot of meetings at DC. On that whiteboard, we've been listing a lot of back characters because you're a mega fan, which has been awesome. But you want to talk about Detective?
Yeah. For one, I just have to say it is absolutely incredible to be coming onto Detective Comics back with the classic numbering, joining the direct lineage from Detective Comics number 27, which introduced Batman. And really, what's always embodied this book is a willingness to try new things and be very daring. And what I wanted to do is do a run that brought us a take on Detective Comics that you haven't seen in 933 issues. This is Gotham Boot Camp, run by Batman and Batwoman. This is the Batman team book that I've been waiting for my entire life, and I hope you have too.
You want to talk about the characters in it real quick?
Yeah, we've got Spoiler, we've got Tim Drake in... you might like that costume there, and we've also got Cassandra Cain in her new identity coming out of Batman and Robin Eternal, and we have Clayface. We can't reveal too much about what he's doing on the team, but he's right there front and center, and like topping the whole cake is Batman and Batwoman, who will be running this team side by side as a real cohesive unit. I cannot wait. Like Eddie Barrows, look at that beautiful art. Like this is going to be like, I am so honored to be a part of this, and I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Looks awesome. I think your scripts have been just amazing too.
Thanks, Jeff.
Really great. I have a man crush on James. Tim, you're working on Nightwing.
The blue and black suit.
The blue and black suit.
I was on Grayson. I'm sitting right here, buddy.
We're ignoring all of your issues and only paying attention to mine.
That's cool.
Right. Look, I also like Rebirth. Again, doesn't negate anything. Grayson and his time as Grayson impacts that book quite a bit.
Yeah, it's basically, Grayson was about a man from a family of superheroes out on his own, and now Nightwing is going to be about a guy from a legacy of superheroes who's been mentored by, obviously, the greatest superhero ever created, who now is kind of starting to second guess what it would be like to learn from someone else. And we introduced this new mentor character named Raptor, working with great artist Javier Fernandez, and Mark Stowe is also on the book, doing some cool designs. It's going to be your new favorite action figure is Raptor. You specifically, Jeff.
I can't. I will put it on my shelf.
Hey, can I ask, how do you write blue? How do you write blue as a color?
You know what?
I just know that I don't type red anymore, Dan. That's all I know for sure.
It's all autocorrect.
I gotta say too, like the title of the book is maybe controversial. The title of the story.
The title of the story is Better Than Batman.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the beginning of the Tim Seeley, Tom King rift is going right now.
You start out with a lie, so that's cool. That's nice to the whole audience.
So Batgirl.
Yeah, gosh. Thanks, guys. It's my first superhero work. I absolutely love this character. I love everything about the previous run, and it's really exciting for me to come to a book where there's all this backstory and all these new toys to play with and just get to run with it. So I'm working with Raphael Albuquerque on the book, who's amazing.
Yeah.
And we are going to be taking Batgirl out of Burnside, where she's built this life for herself and accomplished a lot and grown up a little bit. And she's going to be going to Asia on a backpacking trip and finding herself as a person. And also, she's going to be on a bit of a training mission to level up as a superhero.
So like Shangri-La, like she's going to get the hot urn and kind of grasp it with her forearms.
There's definitely going to be a lot of fighting. So I'm excited to write those fight scenes.
It's going to be awesome. Those are my favorite. training missions.
You just like drawing it, right?
I was like, why the hot urn? Why? On your forearms.
Have you never done that?
Good. Every day.
So, Julie and Shauna, you guys come
Hey.
from the land of television.
We do.
Yes.
You work on The 100.
Yes, on the CW.
Hey, pretty female-driven show. So having a female-driven book is very exciting. Yeah, and we have a pretty cool art. Can we tell them what it is?
Sure.
Okay. Obviously, Barbara Gordon is Oracle, but she's no longer Oracle, and somebody is going around pretending to be Oracle, and that's going to tick Barbara off. And so we have her joining forces with.
Well, she's got to, get some help. So she recruits
find this person.
Dinah Drake, her oldest friend, to help her out. So she's got Black Canary at her side. And they hit some bumps, primarily one in the form of the Huntress, who is there back on her mob vendetta. But then once they've kind of get over the rough spots, she comes on board to help them find out this mystery of who is Oracle.
So we get our birds of prey.
Yeah.
And
There we go.
we're very excited. Our artist is Claire Rowe. She's amazing, and our covers are by Yannick Paquette, so we couldn't be luckier. And I think the coolest thing, too, is Who is Oracle is one of the arcs, but they're also going to be dealing with a new mafia boss in Gotham who is hiring metahuman hitmen, specifically Snake Squad. So use your imagination for those villains. And yeah, we're just so excited.
We're very excited.
Very cool.
I'm like a.
I like how you raise your hand. Is that how they do it in the CIA?
Yes, Tom?
Jim, for the last time, I can't tell you what they do in the CIA every time.
That's all right. I don't. I'm so curious.
No, I'm a super nerd, and I get nervous because Jeff Johns and Jim Lee are on the stage with me. Dan's not that big a deal. I read your Challenger run. It's pretty cool. I'm not saying it. But, so I just forgot to say who my partners are on this book. I forgot to say that I'm with David Finch, the modern master of comics.
Yes.
And Jordi Belair, the best colorist in the industry. And it's a team book, and we're excited to bring it to you. And I'm a fool for not saying it. Those are the best.
Awesome. Great. All right. So there's an elephant in the room, which is where's Scott Snyder? I mean, the guy steered our flagship title for 5+ years. He has really elevated Batman and the whole mythology. We are very pleased to announce that Scott is not going anywhere. In fact, he's here in the house. So we're going to bring him out with one of my favorite artists, John Romita Jr. All right. So I'm going to cut to the chase and just tell you that Scott and John's new book is called All-Star Batman. I just have to say, what the hell, man?
I know.
That's
not what you said. That's not what you said in rehearsal.
Are you saying that you guys got tired of waiting for me to draw the thing? Yes. Is that what's going on?
It's all just a ploy. And
Okay.
actually, in rehearsal for this, he cursed at me when I tried. I was like, what the F? And I was like, I'm so sorry, Jim.
I'm sorry, I pulled it back.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've had such a blast on Batman for the last 5 years with Greg. He's become one of my best friends, and it's been the best ride of my life. But when Greg decided to take a short break, I realized I still had a lot of stories to do, especially with our villains. I love the Batman villains so much, and I've actually only gotten to do a couple of them. So we have the best in the world, Mr. Freeze, Two-Face, Catwoman, all of these favorites that I've never gotten to do, right? I mean, they're the best. So for me, I started thinking, well, what if I did the book a little bit differently? What if I invite the best talent in the business, some of my friends too, rock stars and up-and-comers from John, Sean Murphy, Jock, Paul Pope, Tula Lote, Fu Richardson, just all kinds of different artists to come and do big, crazy stories with these villains in continuity. One of the best parts is working with these guys. I mean, thank you for saying what you said. Also, I can tell you, Tom's become one of my closest friends over the last year. We trade everything, and this guy, Batman, is in incredible hands. Incredible hands. The whole line is in great hands, but he's gonna kill it. He is gonna kill it. Like, it's, believe me, like when you write Batman, you always want, like, you know, like there's always part of you that wants like hacky McScripty after you or whatever that's like awful, but right, like But
Hacky McScripty.
yeah, it's my pen name. It's my pen name. Anyway, but I've seen this guy like we became friends before he came over to Batman, and I think in the office they'll say I was so excited and that he's over, and it's just going to be incredible. So anyway, with us on All Star. I couldn't be more excited. We're doing all the villains in continuity. It's sort of in the spirit of Rebirth, which is just brilliant what Jeff's doing. And it doesn't change any of their origins, but it's kind of like what we did with the Joker, where it's our take in continuity, kind of having all the villains come at you in a different way. We're doing a bit of redesign on the villains as well that'll be in the line. So I couldn't be more excited for the series, and this guy has just been a pleasure to work with. We meet in a bar, like right by us.
That's the best thing about hanging out with Scott is we got to meet at a bar and discuss this over Guinness, which actually started off like a serious conversation, then I lost track of everything. This is streaming live international?
Yes.
Holy crap. Hi, Mom. Send lasagna. All seriousness aside, because they're going to do enough of that, the writers, but this job that I'm in, being a cartoonist, is the most fun you can have with your clothes on. You cannot get better.
You're not doing it right.
No. Nice.
Yeah.
And right next to that is this Rebirth event. This is right below that. So that's... And then right below that is working on the Batman character, which is the greatest, I'm sorry, it's the best character with DC. And I get to work with this guy, Scott Snyder. And then I get to work on his storyline, which is Batman dragging Two-Face across the country in a road show that, I don't know if you've ever seen The Defiant Ones or Midnight Run with Robert De Niro. Just imagine taking Batman out of Gotham and then dragging Two-Face tooth and nail across the country, and the two of them button heads constantly about it. It's so good that only a pint of Guinness could make it better.
Yeah, it's.
We're drawing naked.
Yeah, well.
I'm gonna get an endorsement from Guinness beer, by the way.
Right.
The fun was both of us wanted to do something really special for you guys, and I've done a lot of stories in Gotham, and he's doing incredible work on Dark Knight, Last Crusade, and so we thought, what if we do Batman, Road Warrior, Death Race, on the road. Every assassin hunting him and Two-Face, monster trucks, Mack trucks, motorcycles, chainsaws, out of control.
Now I have to learn how to draw a monster truck. I sheep dip.
Sounds good, right? You guys? So we're excited, yeah.
That's right.
We're really thrilled. Our goal is to make Two-Face as scary as the Joker.
Excellent. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, wait.
Whoops.
Whoa,
Sorry.
Whoa. We actually have, so we never have to address the elephant in the room again. We're very, very pleased to announce that we have signed Scott Snyder to an exclusive deal at DC Comics. So he will be guiding the destinies of our characters for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I'm really honored and thrilled. It's been a great creative home for me, so thank you.
Great to have you guys here.
All right.
Thank you.
Applause for the Bat family. I just have to say, the back row, Dan, was black, blue, so they're just digging that Nightwing night.
I know.
All right, you guys, so we welcome the new Bat family. So right now, let's welcome to the stage the Superman and Wonder Woman family. First up, we've got Dan Jurgens on Action Comics. Woo! Woo! Next up, we have Jean Yang on New Superman. Then we have Mr. Steve Orlando on Supergirl. Woo! And finally, Liam Sharp on Wonder Woman. Woo! Woo!
You gonna kick this off, Dan, or am I?
Yeah, you know what? You know what's interesting? This is an interesting spot right now because one of the things we heard from the most when we started to just tease out what Rebirth was about was just the number of Superman titles we had. And I think we've really expanded the Superman line, but I think we have a real good reason to do it. And you've been working extraordinarily hard with these teams, making this thing to be as special as it can be.
Yeah, one of the things that, I mean, obviously you guys all know Dan Jurgens. He did the
Mr. Doomsday. You're buying lunch from now on, right?
Okay.
All right.
Did the Death of Superman story, and more importantly to me, the Reign of Superman story, which introduced Steel and Superboy and Eradicator and the Cyborg Superman, and it expanded the mythology, which is what Rebirth, I think, is all about too, is really getting to the core and then building up from the core. And so this whole new era of Supermen characters and Superwomen characters I think is really exciting. And Dan, you're kicking it all off with Action Comics.
Action Comics, which to me is still the book that started it all off for Superman and DC. And it's an honor, it really is, to be back on Action Comics and start that drive to get it to be the first book to 1,000. So,
yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
That's kind
Yeah. Action Comics 1,000 is like the Super Bowl of comics.
Yeah.
1,000 variant covers. Are you with me? Are you with me? All right, forget it.
Half of them done by Jim.
Get cracking.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things I love, obviously, you could hear a couple oohs and ahs when they saw Lex Luthor, who does become, I guess, a Superman soon.
Right. Well, what has happened is that this is going to be the story of the Superman, Lois, and John that we have seen in Lois and Clark coming to Metropolis. But prior to that, Lex Luthor has declared himself Superman of Metropolis. And that's kind of what gets Superman there to kind of, you know, he looks back at Lex and they are not exactly good buddies. He does not trust him at all. Our first storyline is called Path of Doom. And Pat Zurcher is the artist on it. He's knocking it out because what we have is a conflict where not only do we have a character called Doomsday showing up in Metropolis, he has been released and is tearing things apart, but we have another mysterious guest by the name of Clark Kent. And all of a sudden, this Metropolis is going to be a little bit different because we have a separate Clark and a separate Superman, and it's not the way you think.
And Lex is trying to figure it all out.
Lex is trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle together.
And so am I.
Yeah. We'll keep you in the dark for just a bit longer.
Great. Yeah, there's also a character in there that will tie directly to Rebirth, and some of the stuff that you're playing with is long-term for the story we're building. It's really exciting.
Right, exactly. And you'll certainly see more of that right in the first issue as we see someone manipulating things behind the scenes, putting everything in its place, and it's building to quite a big conclusion.
Cool.
Yep.
Gene.
How's it going, Jeff?
It's going great. It's been, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's been such a pleasure to work with you. You're an amazing storyteller, and you come at this stuff because you're not typically from superhero comics. You come at it from, what'd you call him, Jim? The ambassador?
The ambassador of young people.
Of young people.
In positive, healthy ways.
You really come at these superhero comics differently and from character. And when we spent all that time in the room, in the writer's room with the editors, and then you broke down the story and the character, and I read your first script, it had such a wonderful tone to it that's so unique and fun. And I think that's a lot of what the Superman books are kind of putting into the books, heart and humor and fun. And I just love the script.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure to get to talk to you about the scripts, to go through story with somebody who knows story so well.
Thanks.
New Superman. Superman, as a character, he's not just a character. He's actually like this embodiment of a universal ideal. He crosses cultures. And what I'm really excited about with this book is I get to take that ideal and play with it within another cultural context. And in this case, it's the context of Chinese culture, which is very dear to me for obvious reasons. Our main character is Kenji Kong, who's a 17-year-old kid who grew up in Shanghai. Shanghai, I don't know if you've ever visited, but it's kind of like a real-world metropolis. It's amazing. It's like a city that is 10 to 20 years in the future. It really is a city of tomorrow. So Kenji starts off as kind of a jerk, and then he gets infused with Superman's powers, and these powers don't just affect him physically, but they also affect his heart.
I love that Kenji Kong is like a Clark Kent.
Absolutely. One of that K sound. One of that K sound.
Great.
Smart thinking.
I'm super excited for that book, Gene.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be working on it.
Steve Orlando. I just like saying your last name.
Orlando.
You look very slick today, too.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Steve, I've loved talking to Steve, too. Steve, the other thing about Steve is when I first met him, it was on the lot, actually, I think, at that Warner Brothers Museum, and we were looking at like Batman costumes or whatever.
Yep.
And there's all these big characters around, and he says, hey, you know what I want to talk about? Crimson Avenger. And I was like, this guy is my kind of guy. Like, he loves the DC Universe, obscure characters and all that, and your passion. I love it because it's what the books need, and it's what we need, and I'm really grateful that you signed on to DC. So you're taking over Supergirl, or taking on Supergirl. We finally have a Supergirl book.
Absolutely.
Which is important.
Yes.
Why don't you tell them about it?
So with Supergirl, first of all, it's it's an honor to take on the character. It's an auspicious character. Very excited to be working with Brian Ching, Emanuela Lupacchino on the book. And with Supergirl, it's all about, first of all, the things that make, in my opinion, classic comics, classic Superman comics. Enormous ideas, large-scale heroism, and just amazing feats of sort of compassion. That to me, that's what the super books mean. And so at the same time, we're talking about what makes Supergirl a little different from Superman. He came here as a baby. Supergirl has a different experience. She has left things behind in Krypton. And so her experience as an outsider, I think, makes her unique. She's building bridges between cultures. She's come here, a new world, a new language, a new type of people to acclimate to that is welcoming her. But she has to find out exactly how she fits into this world. And she's wondering, maybe Krypton is where I belong. Maybe I want that back. And just as that happens, someone comes into her life that has that offer for her. We see the return of Cyborg Superman. The story is called The Cyborg Supermen, and especially auspicious for Kara when she finds out that Cyborg Superman is her father. So...
What?
So...
Who signed off on this?
A hero whose father's the villain? Never heard of it before.
Awesome.
Zor-El, as the Cyborg Superman, wants to do what any dad does and make his life better for his daughter and give her like everything she wants as a child. But the problem is, he's a villain now and he does things in his own way. So when he comes and says, Supergirl, Kara, you want to be back on Krypton, you want to be back on Argo, well, I could take you there. But something is a little twisted. So when she gets there, the big question is, will this be what she's been waiting for? Will this be what she needs? Or maybe, thanks to Zor-El, maybe it's going to be actually her worst nightmare.
Wow. Yeah.
And just to add on to this, I said that we've expanded the Superman line. There's a couple of titles that I want to just take you through right now. They're not represented here, but they're actually very important to the line itself. The first one up is going to be a book called Trinity. No surprises on who's in that book. And the writer-artist on that title is going to be Francis Matapool, and Clay Mann will be working with him on that. That's coming out in September. Another title that's going to be coming out, it's a new character called Superwoman. And it's been written and drawn by Phil Jimenez with Emanuela Lupacchino as the co-artist on that, and that book's starting in August. And then, of course, we have our main Superman title. That book is being written by Peter Tomasi, Patrick Gleason, and art by Patrick Gleason and Doug Mahnke. So never have I felt more that the Superman team is in such great hands. So this is exciting.
Great. On stage here, we have Liam Sharp. I've known Liam since the 90s. We actually met on a bus on our way to a soiree, a black tie function at the British Natural History Museum for comic books. This is back in the 90s, there was a lot more money in the business at the time. And he was like 5'8", super skinny, in a coat and tie. Obviously, something happened in your life.
It's a combination of magic and science.
But you've taken a hiatus from drawing. You helped launch Madefire, the digital comics platform and app. Fantastic app. But you wanted to get back into the trenches, draw comic books. So you're working on Wonder Woman. I'll just tell you guys, when we launched the New 52, my big art get was Greg Capullo. He was a guy that I thought was just a terrific artist. Never really did a lot of work or any work at DC at the time. And we kind of wooed him, and we were able to bring him into the fold. And then you guys you saw the results of that recruitment. And so with Liam, he's just a natural for Wonder Woman. He started just sending me, started texting me all these drawings, and this is even before he got the gig. And I was just so impressed with all the detail, the world building you did in the illustrations. So like everything on Wonder Woman's costume, from her shield to the amulets or bracelets, they felt like they had a history, a separate story all to themselves that was kind of independent and pre-existed before the illustration that we even looked at. So can you talk a little bit about kind of the thought processes and how you bring mythology into Wonder Woman?
And it's amazing to be back on, the greatest, for the first time for me, but on the greatest female character of all time, the most recognizable, iconic character, and be back in the mainstream for me, which is wonderful. But yes, I really wanted to bring a mythic history to it, and to make it seem authentic. So there's a lot of Easter eggs buried all the way through the story. I've been getting these scripts too from this completely mysterious writer. I still don't know who it is. It's like redacted. It's all wiped out every time I get the scripts. So, that's pretty weird. But I've been having an amazing time on this. It feels like I was born to it. I think it's the best work of my career, and it's the book of my career. And I'm just having an absolutely amazing time. Very thrilled to be with all of these guys and part of this event. It's just fantastic. Look at it.
Yeah. Awesome.
But who is this writer? I have to know. Please spare me.
So we've been working and bringing a lot of like new writers and established writers, and for Wonder Woman, who is, as Liam says, the best female character in and out of comics of all time, by far. We really need somebody special, and there's a writer that Dan and I know very well, we've worked with for years, who loves this character, loves DC, is a really, really close friend of mine, one of the best writers ever in comic books. I'm very, very happy and pleased to announce that Greg Rucka is coming back to DC.
But this guy...
You need it last. Oh my God. I just have to hug him. I missed you.
It's part of my rider. I get hugged.
Get a hug.
I get a hug.
Having Greg here, you have no idea how happy it makes me. He and I came up at the same time and worked together on so many projects I'm so proud of. And his writing to me has always been an inspiration since you did No Man's Land. I remember when I met you were doing No Man's Land, and I was like, how does he write so good? It was amazing, and I'm really, professionally and personally, so excited that you're coming back.
It's, I mean, how do you say no to Diana? I couldn't, and it's very exciting. I mean, I'm really, really thrilled. The work that Liam's doing and the rapport we already have, I think, is amazing. We'll talk about the run, I think, what we're planning in a second, but mystery artist that I'm also working with, aside from Liam, I have a great rapport with, and I think we're going to tell some really, really wonderful Wonder Woman stories. So.
You want to name the artist?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll go into it. So I don't know if you can recognize that artist. We are going to be actually telling two consecutive stories running simultaneously in the bi-monthly. So the odd number issues for the first half dozen are Liam contemporary, right? It's Diana as she is now in the DCU, as she starts to try to reconcile some growing inconsistencies in her past and in her life. The story arc is called Wonder Woman: The Lies. The even-numbered issues are called Wonder Woman Year One, and it's being drawn by Nicholas Scott. This is a project Nicola and I have wanted to do since we met over a decade ago. So it really was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we kind of had to take it. And to get to tell these stories, and to get to tell these stories about Diana right now is, I couldn't be happier. I'm so excited.
Thanks, Greg. Awesome. Great.
Listen, this is a lot of... there's a lot of attention on these characters, and I never had more faith in it than it's in your hands at this moment, guys. So I want to thank you all for joining us.
All right.
And this is it, the Wonder Woman and Superman, gentlemen.
Nice, buddy.
Oh, there you go.
Hugging it out. That's how we do it, DC.
There you go.
All right, you guys, so now that we brought up a couple of the DC families right now, give a big warm welcome to the Justice League family. First up, we are bringing up Tony Daniel on the Justice League. Then we've got Josh Williamson, the fastest man. No, he's just writing about the fastest man on the Flash, with his Flash t-shirt, rocking it. Then we've got Robert Venditti on Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Woo! Next up, Sam Humphries on Green Lanterns. You guys did. Next up, we have John Semper on Cyborg. Woo! And finally, Dan Abnett on Aquaman.
Okay.
This is the rowdy bunch.
This is the rowdy bunch. That's why we saved
The troublemakers. You're going to prejudice them against us. That's not fair.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, I'm going to start this one off because I'm sitting with two gentlemen that really helped define the Justice League with the New 52 and did a beautiful job on it. And then Jeff stayed on board and I think has a seminal run on Justice League up until number 50, which is what we're anticipating excitedly. So right now I'm just wondering, what do you have planned and how you have worked with these guys? Because each one of these characters you know so intimately well. How have you worked with them and how have you brought the stories to life?
Well, I mean, we've been working in the writers' room, you know, a lot, and talking to Brian Hitch, who's writing Justice League, taking over Justice League with Tony. But it's been great just to get to the core of the characters, and I'll talk a little bit more about some of that with each of them. But Tony, you want to get into what you and Brian are doing?
Well, first of all, just wow, man. I'm working with Brian Hitch, an amazing artist, but you guys got to read this guy's stories. I mean, this guy is just killing it. And second of all, I got to say, Jim, I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain. I remember looking at your Justice League run with Jeff going, oh my God, just all this detail, just page after page of just constant excitement. And I remember saying, that's the kind of book I want to do. And I was doing Batman, but I was like jealous. Like I really wanted to do that kind of like energy and excitement. And now finally I get my opportunity. And I'm working with the perfect partner in crime on this, and he and I, our sensibilities are different, but we are merging together to just make such a great marriage of you know, different influences and what we bring to the table. It's just it's really exciting to be a part of it.
You got a couple new Green Lanterns on that team too.
We have 2 rookie Green Lanterns to kind of throw everyone a curveball. One is named Jessica Cruz, and the other is Simon Baz, and they're going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure, for Brian to write and for me to draw. And these characters get thrown into a big cataclysmic worldwide event that affects every single human on the planet, and the characters get to delve into their own humanity and learn truths about themselves, and it's just going to be an epic adventure. And this is the biggest thing I've ever been a part of, I think, and you know, just the scale of the story that we're doing, the panels. Some of these pages are taking me like 3 days to draw. Some of these, you know, and I'm usually a 1 page a day kind of an artist, but some of the detail in this first issue is just it's mind blowing and it's very time consuming. But when it's all done, I look at it and go, you know what, it was worth it. You know, I think people are going to see that when they flip open the first issue.
Great.
Awesome.
Good stuff, man. Thanks.
So I'm sure, like a lot of, like myself, I used to come to conventions and meet all my favorite writers and artists, and I wanted to get into comics, and eventually I did. 15 years ago, I met this kid named Josh, who came up for an autograph, and we talked about comics, and ever since then, I think we've all seen him at conventions, and he's grown into a great writer. He's actually become a great writer. So the point is that anyone who wants to be a writer can be a writer. Don't stop trying to be a writer. Josh has come to DC, and he can pitch you what he pitched Dan, but he's done a lot of great books, and we're really psyched about his Flash run's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I went to Dan last summer and I said, I love the Flash, I want to write the Flash, this is what I want to do. And Dan said, no.
Wait. I'm going to say, I have to jump in. In my defense, he was sweaty, and he pushed me in a corner. Okay?
I did.
The shade of it all, God.
By the way, Dan's first response to everything is no. Dan, you want to get lunch? No. That's all right.
Yeah, and then I came back and I said, no, this is something really important to me. This is a story that I have to tell, that I really, really want to tell. And the story that we're doing with the Flash is a Speed Force storm shows up over Central City and starts striking all over Central City, hitting tons of people. And we end up having dozens of nude speedsters. And Barry has to train them. And there's some of them that want to be a hero. There are some that are afraid of the powers. They just want to live normal lives and they don't want to be speedsters. There are some that become criminals, of course, right? They use powers. They're going to go out there and commit crimes. And then there's one who becomes a killer. And that is him up there. That is Godspeed.
That's crazy.
It's awesome. Yeah. And it's the artist on the book is Carmine Di Gian Monaco.
Domenico.
So
so close that time.
We have gone over this so many times. I was never gonna get it right. And Neil Gouge, we've been working on this book. I mean, Carmine, you guys, he was born to draw this book. It is amazing looking. It has so much energy. I really cannot wait to share this story with you. We've been working on it for so long. It's really important to me, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, and we're also. Well, we're also, just so you guys know, a lot of these titles get a Rebirth special as well, and there is a Flash Rebirth special that comes out before your book.
Yes, and it ties in a lot.
You can't talk about it. No, don't say anything.
Oh, I can't. Oh, okay. I think if I ruined this, I would disappear. I wouldn't get murdered. I would just disappear.
He would be retconned out of history. That's awesome, Josh. It's really, really
Thank you
exciting.
so much.
His scripts have been great too, guys. Like it's been really awesome. Yeah. Mr. Venditti.
Yes.
He is launching Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. He's been on Green Lantern for a while. I passed the baton to him gladly. And I have to say, like, I'm so obviously hard on anybody that touches Green Lantern. But Hal Jordan.
No.
I did send you that power battery, though.
You did, yes.
Good luck. But on Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, I've read the scripts. I've talked to we had a lot of conversations, and Robert's done an amazing job. But the character I'm most excited about that you've picked up is Sinestro. I think you write a Sinestro that, like, I love reading your Sinestro. I think he's as nuanced and dimensional and interesting as ever, and I love knowing that he's in the right hands.
I'm glad that whole world just heard you say that. That's awesome. Nobody would ever believe it if I actually said it myself. No, that's great to hear. I appreciate that. Obviously with something like Rebirth, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps is so central to that. You started it all off with the very first Rebirth story with these characters, and so they're obviously going to be a huge part of that. And what we're doing for our story is this isn't a story necessarily of how the Green Lantern Corps fights to maintain control of the universe. They've already lost. Sinestro has won that war with never firing a shot. And we open Rebirth #1 with him parking War World in the center of the universe, the spot where Oa was. And this is the story of what happens next. And it's such a huge, great cast of characters. And to be able to work on this book with Ethan Van Sciver, who is obviously a huge part of Rebirth as well, and Rafa Sandoval, who does cosmic scale and grand scope so well. Really a very exciting project to be on.
It's beautiful. And also John Stewart will be in the book.
The whole
Guy Gardner.
everybody. Yes, everybody. Yep.
Sam Humphries, what are you doing here?
Yes, King. How did I get on this stage?
Yeah.
Security is lax here, let me tell you.
He's the trouble. He actually makes up for everybody. He's the worst troublemaker there is.
I'm proud of it.
Yes, he is. Sam, I've known a long time. He's been at Marvel, doing his thing there. You can plug that yourself later.
Sure. Yeah.
But we've got him coming over to DC now, and
yes.
I couldn't be more excited. I haven't written a Green Lantern comic since I left. 4 years ago, maybe now.
We're pulling you back in.
Pulling me back in.
Pulling you back into Rebirth.
Yeah, with Green Lantern's Rebirth, I'm going to be co-writing the one shot with Sam, which is great. Ethan Van Sciver is drawing it, and Sam, I'm so excited that you're taking the reins of these new Green Lanterns.
I am so psyched. We've got the two new Green Lanterns of Earth. We've got Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz. And I just could not be more proud that these characters are stepping into this role. These are rookie Green Lanterns. It's like they're partners. They don't know what they think of each other yet. They're still learning to love each other. It's like a Lethal Weapon with alien technology. They've got the most powerful weapons in all the DC universe, but they still haven't figured it out yet. And despite that, they have to patrol the most treacherous sector in all of space, and that's the planet Earth. And we're going to bring all of the Green Lantern mythos crashing down on their heads, whether they're ready for it or not. And what do we say this book is about? It's about courage over fear. We're going to put these characters through the ringer and really find out if they have the courage to overcome their fear. Am I allowed to say who the villains are?
Yeah, go for it. Whatever you want.
The Red Lanterns.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. We've got Atrocitus, we've got Bleeze. They've decided that Earth is central to the survival of Red Lanterns, but humans are expendable. It's going to be a huge challenge for Jessica and Simon as they learn what it takes to be a Green Lantern. And we've had this is one of the best legacies in all of DC Comics, and all of comics really. We had Emerald Dawn, we had Blackest Night. Anyone remember Blackest Night? Yeah. The Brightest Day. And this one is going to be called Red Dawn.
Yes. Wolverines.
Oh, and oh my God, we've got an incredible art team on this book. Robson Roca is drawing it. So much fun to work with. Yes, absolutely. He keeps sending in layouts and circling the most horrific parts of the page and going, awesome. I'm gonna make this really gross. Yeah. So it's a gorgeous book. Just cannot wait for you to see it.
Cool. So you want to? I mean,
let me introduce John, because John and I go way back. John comes from the world of animation. When I was in the world of animation, he was actually the story editor on which I think one of the best runs of the Spider-Man animated series back in the 90s.
Thank you.
Did a beautiful job there. And we've been talking for so long, trying to find a way to work together, and I'm really happy that we were able to connect and bring him on board for Cyborg.
Yeah, John came into the writer's room, and we met for the first time, and obviously he's got a lot of great skills as a writer from his time in animation, but when you came in, we started talking about Cyborg. I had been writing the character for a long time, and I love the character, but you came in, you had just one huge concept that blew me away, and I knew it was in the right hands because you're all about character, the way you come in the story. So I'd be awesome to tell them a little bit about what you did.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I summed up what I want to do with Cyborg with one word, the word being soul. There's a whole concept promoted by a futurist by the name of Ray Kurzweil that at some point in the evolution of mankind, we're going to become so attached to technology, both practically and biologically, that it's going to be hard to tell one from the other, humanity from technology. And he calls that the singularity. Well, in the case of Cyborg, he's already living the singularity. And that's something that we wanted to investigate. Where does the soul of the machine end and the soul of man start? So it's going to become a real issue for him, figuring out whether he's more machine than human or more human than machine. And we're really going to kind of go into a dark place with him and figure out just what he's all about. And it's also going to be a challenge for him relating to his father. So, it's going to be a fun exploration for me. I come from the world of animation, and I've done this before with characters like Spider-Man and Static Shock, which I also worked on. Thank you very much. Plus, I'm going to comic book school. I mean, look at the talent on this stage. All except for Dan. They're brilliant, brilliant. I'm already learning lessons like, I was going to use the pen name Hacky McScripty, but that's completely out.
Already taken, sorry, bud.
Yeah. And I was going to use that vampire villain from that Batman. That's gone too.
Yeah, that's a good call, John.
Anyway, we're having fun, so I hope you will have fun too.
And let me pitch out one thing to you that John pitched that for me as a writer, it's like one of those small, subtle character ideas that you wish you had done before. And he had this scene where Sarah Charles tells Cyborg, like, have you heard this music, this song? And he says, I've heard every song. I have every song. I have access to every song. And do you want to keep pitching that scene?
Yeah, she points out to him that the beauty of seeing someone perform live is that you don't know what they're going to do next. That spontaneity is part of the human spirit. And that starts to begin him thinking that, he's got to start getting in touch with his human side. Also, you've got this character that's been, traveling in outer space and fighting all these incredibly epic kinds of battles. But he also happens to be a black man living in Detroit. And that comes with its own challenges that that we're going to kind of explore. So it's going to be an interesting ride. And as I say, I hope you guys will come along and support it. So there you go.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Dan Abnett.
Hi.
Hey, Dan. Been a big fan of yours ever since the Legion Lost days.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff. And he also did that Guardians of the Galaxy, great stuff with Guardians of the Galaxy. say that.
Thank you.
It's like Guardians of the Galaxy. No, I'm just kidding.
But so you're coming to work on the most popular, unpopular.
The most popular, unpopular character, the character you made cool.
Aquaman.
Aquaman, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A great character. I mean, one of the absolute primary characters of the DCU, but usually the most misunderstood, the most mysterious, and the most complex. And you made him cool. I want to make sure I keep him cool. But this is a really big story. We're just going to run with this. It's he's so many different things. He's a superhero. He's a regular guy. He's a king. He's the leader of Atlantis. He's a surface dweller. He's such a combination of things. This is, I think, Arthur's attempt to kind of reconcile all those things and sort of proactively make himself whole, I guess. And one of the things he wants to do is to make Atlantis part of the world, a nation of the world, to stop it being secret and hidden away. Atlantis isn't very willing, and the surface world is worried too. We've got Brad Walker, who journeyed with me in various cosmic adventures on the art. He's doing an amazing job. But because he's also a superhero, that would be a big job for a king or a statesman anyway. But because he's a superhero, he has opposition, and there are people out to destroy him, to stop him doing whatever he wants to do. So I think we saw a glimpse of Black Manta there, coming back bigger and badder than ever. So there's some amazing stuff going on. And also, you and I have talked about things that you've wanted to do long term with Aquaman that are on the horizon there.
We've got Rise of the Seven Seas on the horizon.
Yeah, so we're working on that together. Yeah.
I will say too, again, because the thing that I really respond to is when it's character work, and the character work that Dan's doing on Aquaman and Mera, who is, as we both say, one of the greatest.
Mera's a fantastic character.
Strongest female characters and heroes, period, in DC. But there's a great scene where Arthur takes, sorry, I'm spoiling something.
No, go.
Arthur takes Mera to the restaurant that he went to in my first issue. No, he takes Mera there, and she tries clam chowder for the first time. And that to me was just, I'm like, the Black Man is so great, like all this, but man, that little clam chowder scene.
It's about people. It's about people.
Yeah, it's about people. Yeah, it's about characters, and I think that's really, really important. Is that we talk a lot about the heart, the humor, the hope that these characters have, the personality. We need to have fun with them too.
Yeah, and I thought it was about the fact there was no soup in Atlantis. You know?
That's really the reason.
That's really the reason.
Yeah.
You know what? You're also on Titans.
Titans. Yes. I would love to tell you about Titans. Titans is fantastic. I mean, if you've been reading Titans Hunt, you've seen that we've got sort of pre-shocks of Rebirth there. We've got legacy characters. We've got Nightwing. We've got Donna Troy. We've got Arsenal. We've got Garth. It's big. And these, I think this book more than anything else represents one of the reasons that DC is great. These are legacy characters. This is about DC's heritage. These are about characters that are either trained by or raised by classic characters and are now heroes in their own right, and that's fantastic because it shows the development, the growth of characters. And they're also, this is, not necessarily a trendy thing to say, but they are friends. This is a book about friendship and relationships and that kind of stuff. But as to what actually happens in the book, I can't tell you anything because Jeff told me not to say anything.
Just do it.
No, can't do it.
Cannot do it. Titan Son does. Don't spoil. This says spoil something. I'm not spoiling something.
You gotta do it. It says it. You gotta do it.
It says spoil it, Jeff. Spoil it.
Titan Son does tie directly. If you guys haven't checked it out, there is a tie that will be revealed to DC Universe Rebirth.
Absolutely.
And Titans going forward springs right out of DC Universe Rebirth. You guys, I think, will be very excited about how and why. But we can't tell you.
We can't tell you. We can tell you that Brett Booth is the artist and just absolutely doing an amazing job.
Okay, if you're not going to spoil Titans, let's at least spoil Justice League 50. And if you're not going to do it, I'd like to bring somebody on stage who will. So let me bring on Mr. Jay Fubba.
Hello.
Okay, Jay,
Hey, Jeff.
spill it. Spill it all about Justice League 50.
All right. Well, first off, I just want to say that working with Jeff has been amazing. It's when I read Blackest Night, I said to myself, man, it would be so awesome to work with this guy. And it's just become a dream come true since he called me at midnight a couple years ago to talk over Justice League. We've become great friends, and I feel we really have a strong collaboration. And what we have planned for you fans with Justice League 50 is going to blow your minds. Jeff loves to put the last page of every issue. He loves to put that bomb drop. You know, that one thing that is really going to make you, you know, you're going to be talking about with your friends and people online. Well, Justice League 50's got.
Well, thanks for those kind words, Jay. I'll pay you the $20 later. But I think you guys have seen how amazing Jay's become on the art. I want to give you huge props to that. Like over the year, when I called you at midnight, which I like texted him through. I didn't even have your email. I think I was DMing you through Twitter. I was like, "Hey man, I'd love to talk to you at some point. Hoping you'd be up." And you're like, "Oh, cool. Can we talk tomorrow?" I'm like, "Sure, if you want to wait till tomorrow." And then you're like, "Okay, I can talk now." All right. And then it was midnight. And
well, in your defense, 9 o'clock in California,
it was
right?
Right. So,
yeah.
But it's midnight there. And the truth is that when Ivan moved on from Justice League, like Brian Cunningham, my amazing editor, and I talked a lot about who would come on and take over, because I didn't want to stay on the book unless I had a great partner in crime on this. And I saw Jay's stuff, and I was looking at his stuff online and freaking out, and called him up, and we had a great conversation. But we do have something that we reveal at the end of Darkseid War. It's
Well, do you remember that scene in Justice League, I think it was 42, where Batman gets on the Mobius chair? And what is the question? Here's some trivia. See if you know your own books. What is the question that Batman asks?
Batman gets on this chair that has all the knowledge in the universe, and he tests it out, who killed my parents, and it says, ping, that was right. Right, Joe Chill did. And then he says, what's the Joker's real name? And he hears something, and he says, that's not possible. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, we're never going to hear what it said. Yeah. But Jay and I are like, you know what? We are.
And you know that we have a little teaser. I know Jeff.
Don't show the teaser.
Show the teaser.
Dan, let's show the little, just for like 1, 2 seconds.
You guys want to see the teaser? Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Take it away.
Okay. Pull it off.
Is that a Two-Face story?
No. You guys, it'll all become clear when we get to that story, but we've got some good stuff planned. I think you'll really like it.
You know, and it's funny, just sitting here right now, I'm sitting with Jim and Jay, and now Tony taking on it, and I can honestly say 5 years in the past and hopefully 5 years in the future, Justice League's been in amazing hands. So great work, everybody, and thank you for all joining us here with the Justice League Club.
Good job, bud.
All right, you guys, we've got another group to bring up here to talk even more about the DC books coming out in Rebirth. Right now, it's the Suicide Squad and Harley Quinn team. I like to call them the real-life Harley Quinn and Joker. We've got Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor on Harley Quinn. And next up, we've got Philip Tan on Suicide Squad.
All right. All right. Look, I just want to applaud you guys for what you've been able to achieve with the Harley franchise. I mean, we've talked a lot about the trinity of characters, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, but you really have made Harley, I think, the fourth pillar that supports House DC, and you guys have done it in a completely different fashion. I mean, the tonality, the approach. I just want to know, as you guys go forward, the new Harley Quinn twice monthly, are you guys just going to do more of the same, or do you feel pressure to do something kind of novel and creative?
It's actually going to be more of the same madness plus.
Got it.
So yeah, we're going to throw a lot more craziness into our book.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to, we have the great team on the book. I mean, we have Chad Harden, John Timms, Alex Sinclair,
and
Paul Mounts. I mean, we can't lose with these guys. Yeah. And for us, every month, it's to challenge them. How much, you guys already know this. How much can we get away with? Right. A
lot.
It's great when you guys are really busy worrying about other fires that we kind of sneak in and get some craziness in the book. But it's a book about fun, and I think the audience has really reacted to that, and I think that's a lot of the appeal of the character. It's just how much fun it is.
And that's the cover for the Rebirth Special #1. So the mandate to all the artists was do a close crop shot of the face, and this is what they came up with.
So.
Camera didn't need to be that close, but yeah. I like so well done. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And Amanda, it's not a rebirth though, is it? It's
actually, no, it's see, that's the thing about the Rebirth is that we're not really doing a Rebirth book, but we were talking about doing a Harley Quinn Afterbirth book.
And that's where we get cut off and asked to leave the building, as usual.
So Philip.
So the other cool thing is
Yes.
that we actually are going to be collaborating more because
Yes.
we announced online or something that I'm working with Rob Williams on the new Suicide Squad book, and that is a thanks. All right.
I'll clap for you, Jeff.
And the funny part, the suicidal part, is it's shipping twice a month too. So I know you're thinking, that's amazing that he's going to do that. No, yeah, how is that possible? And the way it's going to be possible, and in fact, all the twice monthly books, we have a team of artists working on each book, and we're really proud of the pairings that we put together. We try to find people that had not necessarily the same styles, but same sensibilities, really strong storytellers that knew how to collaborate and work with one another as well as with the writer and the editors. And Philip was my guy for Suicide Squad. He was my first choice. He's local. We've had opportunities to sit together and just talk about the team and just kind of how we're going to stylistically pass the baton back and forth so that the end experience for your readers is fairly seamless. So you want to talk a little bit about what Suicide Squad means to you and the
That's
book?
really flattering, from the Jim Lee.
We've been calling him that all day,
Yeah, it is.
the Jim Lee.
It's going to be in the books now, the Jim Lee.
Well, I've gone through the script, and it's a book about hope and redemption. It's
Which is
about
weird
this-
because it's about
Yeah,
supervillains,
it's
right?
Supervillains, and it's really hard to go through more details without spoiling anything. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be blown away.
Cool. Well, I mean, we could share, though, that the team is
Oh yeah, yeah.
Killer Croc,
it's Killer Croc,
Harley Quinn,
Deadshot,
Flag,
Katana,
right?
Boomerang.
Killer Croc, we already said that.
He's so good, he's in it twice.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones, but don't give everything away. There's a couple other ones in there.
Yeah.
Big ones.
Yeah. So we're gonna really play up Katana as well, and then I just found that there's a weird kind of pairing between Killer Croc. I mean, you guys have obviously the thing with her and Poison Ivy, but Killer Croc and Harley Quinn make a kind of fun pairing. Very different silhouettes. She doesn't have really powers except for being kind of crazy, and then he's all power and doesn't really have any brain, right? For the most part, as far as
Harley's
I can tell.
power is that she doesn't know that she can't do anything.
Right.
She thinks she can do everything, and she
Right.
tries.
Right.
But that's what makes her dangerous.
Right.
But
That's one up here.
Right.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, we
Listen,
can
we're
do
talking
it.
about the books, but actually I want to talk about Amanda for a second. And as we know, Amanda is exclusive to Jimmy.
Most of the time,
Most
yes.
of the
That's right. Okay. At least the ones I know of.
But now we're really happy to say now she's exclusive to DC Comics as well.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
Yes, I
really
am.
exciting for us, not just for the art, for the covers, incredible design.
Yes.
You brought in. It's wonderful to have you here. and the
Thank you.
family working
I
with us
think
all.
the two things about the exclusive, and this is really fun for me because this is a part that I don't get to do that often and I miss the most, is that I am contractually obligated to draw at least 3 books for you.
Nice.
So I'm really excited to do that. And the other part of my contract, which you guys clearly did not see, is you were supposed to wear your Green Lantern suit, and you were supposed to wear your Batman suit, and you were supposed to dress as Wonder Woman. And what happened?
Dan has the chest for that, too, for Wonder Woman. He does.
Poor Dan.
I think you're sitting at the end. I don't know. But this is all great, guys. I mean, we're excited by everything. You know, Harley's
Yes.
such an important character to us. Suicide Squad's
Yeah.
a big deal for DC
Yeah.
this year, and I want to thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Come
And
on
we
stage
wanted
with
to
us.
mention before Harley, we are going to be introducing, having guest stars a lot more in Harley now. There's going to be a lot more Ivy, a lot more Power Girl, and a lot more Bat characters and non-Bat characters.
Awesome.
So,
Great.
yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I think I mentioned to you all, we have a lot of books that are coming out. We were able to cover a bunch of them, but we still have some we haven't touched upon, so I'm going to play the lightning round between Tiffany and Jeff. Let's see if we can take us through the remaining titles.
All right.
All right, we're going to try and get through them really quick for you guys, but there's a lot to cover. We've got Green Arrow, Ben Percy, Otto Schmidt, and Juan Ferrara.
Green Arrow and Black Canary finally meet.
On the next one, that's it. That's all he's giving
That's
you.
it.
We've got Red Hood and the Outlaws with Scott Lobdell and Dexter Soy.
Red Hood decides to recruit 2 new outlaws to make a dark trinity, Bizarro and Artemis of the Amazon.
Ooh. Next up, the Hellblazer with Simon Oliver and Moritat.
Yes, this will be Swamp Thing and John Constantine on a mission to save Abby Arcane.
Ooh. Next
Yeah.
up, Deathstroke. Watanabe.
So Christopher Priest, if you guys have ever read any of his work, he did an amazing run on Black Panther. Yes, he did. We got him on Deathstroke. It is the most character-driven, sophisticated, nuanced, but still shooting people book I've ever read. It's really smart. It's really great. It's very different. And I think we're really proud of his take on Deathstroke. Really exciting to have Christopher Priest at DC.
It wouldn't be Deathstroke without all the blood.
No, he didn't. That's tomato soup, actually. Just hit a bowl of spaghetti.
I don't believe it for a second. Next up, we've got Batman Beyond with Dan Jurgens and Bernard Chang.
So this will be the return of Terry McGinnis. Yes.
Lots of excitement for that one. Next, we've got Blue Beetle with Keith Griffin and Scott Collins.
Okay, this is one of my favorites. This is Jaime Reyes with his mentor, Ted Kord.
Next up, Teen Titans with John Boy Myers and Ben Percy.
All right, so Damian Wayne essentially decides he's going to lead the new Teen Titans, and nobody wants him to, so it's Robin versus the Titans. Really fun book. And you know, guys, Titans and Teen Titans, that's a real important corner for DC. We spend a lot of time with Dan on Titans, with Ben on Teen Titans. We got to get this stuff right. It's really important to us, and they're wonderful characters, and the books are a lot of fun, all heart, and a little mischief with this one.
And we've got two more that there are a lot of secrets with, but I'm going to mention the titles. We've got Super Sons and Justice League of America.
Okay, Super Sons, son of Superman meets son of Batman. And Justice League of America, which you can't talk about yet.
That's all you get. That's all you get. So obviously, we've covered a ton of books, a lot of creative writers, artists. You guys, the preview for the DC catalog is going to be coming out on April 13th in stores. So if you missed anything, all the info will be in there. And then make sure you guys keep an eye out for digitally. It's going to come out early next week.
And I guess I'll talk about...
I think it's time.
The special.
Let's talk about the special.
Maybe we can show the full cover of the DC Universe Rebirth special. So that's the full cover. Very beautiful. Gary Frank, again, through that. You will learn who that hand is. You will learn what's affecting the DC Universe. As I said, characters return. A fate of another character is sealed. The biggest secret in the DC Universe is revealed. There's so much in this 80-page, Johnny. I love that it's 80 pages too. Like, I implore you guys to, when you get it, like, stay off the internet for like 3 months before it comes out. That's now. Honestly, stay off the internet for a couple days. You know, it's healthy probably. And really enjoy this book. We worked really, really hard on it, and a lot of care has been put into it. These are some panels from the book so far. This one is, you know, it begins with, I love this world, but there's something missing. And that's something that we feel we love what's going on, but we want to put some more back into it. And I don't think there's too much, I don't even know what that panel is. Something. Gotham City, if you look close in the clouds, you see a bat. And then it will open up like all, I think, great DC Universe stories do with Batman. And Batman's trying to solve a big, big problem with the Joker, and we go from there.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds great. And also, very important to say about this, as Jeff said, it's an 80-page book, but we made our commitment to the fans, we made our commitment to price, and this will be out there for $2.99 as well. Big book, great price. Okay, this is one way to do it. We'll make sure we do it. Yeah. And by the way, the only thing that bothers me about this whole thing is the fact that Jeff had a chance, you know, he's talking about it. He's not sharing anything with us. He wants to keep it a big secret, but he has shared it with some other folks, so let's run to the tape.
Hey guys, Zack Snyder, director of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Just wanted to give a shout out to DC Universe Rebirth, and I can't wait to read this. It's coming out in June. It's going to be amazing.
Hello, this is Gal Gadot, and I can't wait to see DC Universe Rebirth this June.
I would read anything by Jeff Johns. Genius. I love him. I love DC. I'm really excited about where it's going, and I couldn't be more honored and thrilled to be on board and part of this DC Universe.
I'm Henry Cavill, and I am looking very forward to reading DC Universe Rebirth this June. Let's hope it's a good one, eh?
Yeah, so look, we've heard a lot from the writers. We artists, we like to communicate through images rather than verbose words. So we're very proud of all the images that we put together, and we have this amazing sizzle reel. This time around, we actually incorporated a lot more of the artists from the different books. They contributed their own designs for the characters, and really added to the diversity of the lineup that you're about to see. So take a look.
Remember, everybody, this starts on May 25th, so be there for the DC Universe Festival.
Stand up.
Thank you guys all so much for joining us here at WonderCon, and for all of you guys on the live stream as well. Make sure you share all the awesome news using the hashtag DC Rebirth and subscribe to DC All Access to get all of your DC news. Thanks, you guys. Oh, and one more thing before we go, you guys. There is a lithograph for everybody in here that is signed by the legendary Jim Lee. You guys can see the drawings going up over there. You get one on your way out. Thank you guys again so much for joining us.
Over here, we got a camera.